Well, here with Ian, following our 1-1 draw away at Raynes Vale this afternoon. Ian, obviously I'll get your opinion on it. Probably a fair result, would you say, in the end, or what do you think of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're a good side. I think initially they caught us out with their formation change. I think first 5-10 minutes we started well. Then they started to get a lot of the ball, so we decided to change our formation. I think it, sort of midway through the first half, and it made a big difference. We had a bit of width, we had a bit of ball as well. We had a few good chances first half as well. It's probably a fair result. But it's a tough place to come. The pitch is very, very bobbly. Obviously Raynes are a good side, a good footballing side as well. So, but really pleased that the lads, stuck together and fought right to the end.
And for those that weren't at the game today, good crowd here, by the way, nearly 500, which is fantastic. What did you do to the formation today? What did you start off with, and how did you change that?
Well, we thought they'd be setting up with a back three, but they ended up going with a back four, and we went 4-3-3. And they were getting too much of the ball in midfield areas and in the wide areas as well. So, we sort of basically went with wing backs, three at the back with wing backs, and I think he gave us, the guy who had the ball gave us more options going forward, and I thought we were much better. A couple of chances, but all in all, I think we're pleased with the second half performance. The boys really dug in. I think going back 3 or 4 months we might have folded a little bit, but I think the lads are believing. We had conversations before the game, and everyone's wanted to fight and wanted to achieve something this season. I think we've said all season that we've got some young players in that have not won anything yet. We've got some senior boys in that have seen it, have done it, and we want to win something. So we've got a good number of games left. We've got to play a lot of the top teams. Some of them play twice. So I think it's in our hands to push on and have a crack at the playoff place.
And again, for those that haven't visited this ground, there's quite a steep slope from one end to the other. And I always think if you're attacking downhill in the second half, you've got the advantage. But actually, if you look at the possession that we had in the second half and the chances that we had coming uphill, I thought we created as many, if not more, opportunities really to nick that second goal than Raynes Vale did.
Yeah, I think sometimes going down the hill, you can get pinned back in, but then anything over the top, there seems to be a lot of space in behind the back line. So it's a big pitch. I know they get a lot of games on it at the moment, and fair play to them. They seem in good condition considering the amount of games they've had. But it's very, very difficult to get the ball down and play. Sometimes it's just helping things on and hoping the bounce goes the right way for you. But it was a tough game. I think everyone's very, very tired now, and we'll move on to the cup game we got on Tuesday.
And you brought Alfie Huckle back in, started. What was your decision behind that?
Well, we had sort of different thoughts of how they were going to go. Obviously, we initially got it wrong, which sometimes happens. But Alfie gets about in there, and he's aggressive. And when he came on Tuesday, he won his tackles. He looked good. And he's had a bit of a break. I think he's probably played the most games for us this season.
I think he has actually. Yeah,
for a young lad. So sometimes with the young lads, you want to leave them out for 2 or 3 games to freshen up again, and brought him back in, and he did well today.
Yeah, he did do well. He did very well.
We still got to tidy up a little bit on. Little bits and pieces that will help. A little bit more communication, putting players in when need be, especially when you're up against it a little bit. But it's a relatively young side. If you take Kenny and Alex Pearce out of it, I think it's almost an under-21 team. So the boys are almost sort of learning on the job at the moment. But,
so overall, you're pleased with today's performance?
Yeah, I really fancied us to win the game before. And it's sometimes you set a team up which you feel benefit who you're playing against, but they changed it a little bit and we adapted to it, which is good. We were brave in doing that. We could have, if we'd have left it, I felt that we could have gone further behind, so we adapted it and got back in the game. And I thought the times looked good. So it was a positive performance. And like I say, the supporters here today were fantastic. Wherever big games like this, they're always here. They're vocal. I'm sure they had a few beers before the game coming in, but no, they've been brilliant and they probably backed the team today.
Yeah, they were excellent, as they always are, home and away. To be fair to them, they're brilliant. On to Tuesday, cup game. No easy cup games. They're a step 5 side, but they're top of the league and have been in and around that top of the league since the start of the season, really. Ready on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's a big game. The club want to win this cup. We're in it. It's the last one we're in. Ready, we've had them watched, and they're a good side, good footballing side as well. So
Jordan's done very well there.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. And it's at their place as well. So we'll enjoy tonight, and then we'll put a plan into place for Monday, and then we'll attack it on Tuesday.
And then back home on Saturday against SCL.
Yeah, another big game. We you know, we got a point today, but Saturday's a big win, must win Saturday, and you know, still be in contention over the next 3 or 4 games. So yeah, we're working as hard as we can to get in that place, and fingers crossed we can still do it.
Yeah, I'd look at sort of at half time, and everyone around us seemed to be drawing, so the league positions didn't really change. I didn't see the full time results. I don't know where we finished up. We were 8th, I think, at the start of the game, and finished 8th, I think, at full time. But yeah, there is still a chance of just making that late. Well, we know what you're like for making late runs into the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we've done it before. Yeah, we've done it before. So I think you just got to stick to the task, and you know, this time of season, it's you know, there's a lot of pressure involved, especially when you're with a club like Leatherhead. You know, they're expected to be in there. Yeah, we always work as hard as we can to get in there. We won't ever give up until you know, we'll never give up. Put it that way. We'll always keep cracking on and trying to win games. And we did it last season. We timed our run well, and we've got the squad here to do the same. You know, we've got to play a lot of the top teams, some of the teams twice, Uxbridge twice. Yeah, so it's all to play for. You know, it's going to be tight, and we've got to worry about ourselves.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, listen. Thanks for the interview, much appreciated, and good luck for Tuesday.
Nice one.
Speak to you soon.
Cheers,
Cheers,
thank
Ian.
you.
Bye,
Cheers.
mate.